Alright, so this is a review of this. This is the Sony VG C5. So VG is vertical grip C5. And if you've been looking at this, seeing on the market, given it's kind of a pretty penny at about, I believe it was about $500. Sometimes I see it for $550, sometimes I see it for $450, but either way, it's a pricey little grip compared to some of the third-party options, so should you get this over the third-party options? Short answer, yeah, I think so. Long answer, it depends, but mostly yes. So, for the actual review, there's no intro, sorry, we're not there yet. For the actual review, the VG C5, when you first pull this thing out of the box, you're going to notice it is deceptively light. This thing is incredibly light. And naturally, you're going to kind of assume that, hey, this is cheap, this is made of plastic, this is not worth its asking price. And to that, I'd say, well, not really. This thing is actually machined magnesium. Magnesium has a better strength to weight ratio than carbon fiber, titanium, aluminum, anything out there on the market. The problem with machining magnesium is if you do it improperly, it explodes. Not a good time. What also is made of machined magnesium is the bodies. I'm not sure about older models like the A7 III, but the A7 IV and newer, A7R5, I believe the A7S III, Alpha 1, and the Alpha 9 are all machined magnesium. So, I don't believe you guys have a problem with the Pro bodies, with the Alpha bodies. Let me adjust my armrest, kind of got my shoulders a little high. So, I don't think anybody really has a problem with the Alpha bodies. Sorry about the hair, just got out of the shower and, trying to make this video. So, with the Pro Grip being machined magnesium, it is deceptively light. Like, when you pick this thing up, it weighs less than, like, a PS5 controller or an Xbox controller. It weighs less than those. This thing is, like I said, it's very, very light. It's not really going to add a whole lot of weight to your camera. So when you pick it up, you will notice the lightness, but overall grip, it feels very good. It feels very strong. You try to crush it like full power. I'm a decently strong guy, go to the gym, you're not going to crush it. The grip on the A9 III feels extremely similar to it, except the grip feels slightly squishier. Almost like they used whatever glue on this grip material. They used a little bit more glue, or perhaps the grip material is slightly thicker. Overall, it doesn't feel bad. Feels just as comfortable, just as grippable. Now, actual functionality. So the shutter works just fine. Feels not exactly similar to the one on the Alpha body. The one on the Alpha body feels slightly more tactical or tactful. Like this one, when you half press the shutter, it's a lot shorter than the other one. But in actual day-to-day use, you're not going to notice a difference. It is functionally exactly the same. Actuality, it is a little different, but when you're in it, you're out in the field, you're taking photos, you're not going to notice a difference when firing the shutter button. The other buttons feel extremely similar. C1, C2 feel extremely similar. There is a little difference. It's not a direct one-for-one, I will say that. The button presses are slightly longer on the actual body as opposed to this, but again, actual out in the field, you're not going to notice a difference. It's just going to work for you. Then regarding all the dials and switches on the back, they feel very similar, not exactly the same. The ones on the actual Alpha 9 body, they feel, again, a bit more like snappy. They feel a little bit more, like you can kind of hear it in the mic, just like this is the body. Whoopsie. And then this is the grip. Like you can tell there's a little difference. Not exactly the same, but again, out in the field, I really didn't notice a difference. I only really noticed this after I took it home and really kind of felt it and honestly paid attention to it for this review. But out in the field, I honestly didn't notice it. For weeks, I didn't really notice it. And I have been using this thing for about 3 months now. So for 3 months, I didn't notice the buttons and the dials and all that were different up until making this review, and I really actually took a closer look, then I noticed it. the AF on, the ALE buttons, I don't really press those a ton. So again, I didn't notice if they're different. And honestly, right now, they feel dang near exactly the same. Same thing, the joystick on this feels exactly the same. This has a C5 button. So if the C5 button is super important to you, if you're an A93 or an Alpha 1 user, it does have it, feels the same, feels exactly the same, no problems there. So overall feel, it's like an extension of the camera. Shocker. Sony made this grip. It feels like a camera body. There's really no difference there. Then actual installation, you do have to take off the battery door. It has a little slot in here. I'll have some B-roll, but it has some slot in here where you can put the actual battery door in there, and then you can obviously slot this into the camera and screw it on. Give me a second, we do it right now. So I pulled off the battery door, and I'm gonna slot it into this right here, okay? It's not actually gonna snap into anything. It will just kind of flap around, but you just press and hold it, put it into your Alpha 9 or A1 Mark II body. You hear a little click, and then you just screw it on. No big deal. And no external tools needed, but you do want to press both from the front and the back side. So 2 hands, tighten it down, and I haven't had any problems with this. I put on some pretty heavy glass, no issues. It's never disconnected, never nothing. When you have this on, you have a very pro-looking body on your hands. You know, you could take more vertical shots. Of course, you could take horizontal shots, but really isn't that bad. You put it on, it's like an extension of the camera. It looks extremely similar too. Like the grip, everything, it looks like it, shocker, it was designed for it. Now, actual usage. When actually using it, of course, taking more portrait shots, you put it to your eye, this vertical grip, amazing. So, you would really like this if you're doing a lot of portraiture, and you know, you have a 70 to 200 and whatnot, this is really good. But because it's so light, and when you put the batteries in here, it really doesn't weigh a lot. Like, it's not really cranking your wrist to the side. It just, you honestly, doesn't even really feel like it's there from a weight standpoint. It doesn't feel like it's there at all. And it feels extremely natural in taking more portrait shots. However, if you are taking more landscape shots, you know, we all kind of put our wrist on the bottom, you grab your lens, eye, and then bang. It's not a problem. It's not a problem, but it's less comfortable than not having it. Because your wrist is lower, reaching up to the lens, you kind of have to extend your hand a little bit. And, you know, it's just not as good. Plain and simple. It's not as good as opposed to just having the OG body. But if you need more extended battery life, this holds 2 batteries, this is simply great. So overall, as far as functionality, of course, naturally there are pros, there are cons. You know, con, it's bigger. Pro, it's bigger. Some people, and what I mean by pro is some clients will see this big pro style body and be like, whoa, we got a professional here. Wow, we got a really nice camera. Must take good photos. You tell them, thank you. Yes, it does. But then also it could be a problem depending on the client. If they're not really used to this, they can find it somewhat intimidating. So maybe you might actually not want this on your camera because it might freak out your clientele out a little bit. So there are pros and cons. I've never really had a client like where intimidated them too much. It's mostly them being like, wow, this is great. This is amazing. So overall fit function feels good. Feels like I said. Some people will tell you that once you put on the pro body, you can't really go back. I don't find that to be the case. I have on many occasions taken the pro grip off or the VG C5. I don't know why I keep calling it the pro grip. Took the C5 grip off and using the body just standard, and there was maybe a 5-minute delay for me to like get used to it, and then I'm fine. I really don't see it as like a must, like once you have it, it ruins you. I don't really see it like that. Like, is it amazing? Is it great? Do I love using it? Absolutely. Is it a must-have? No. Is it a must-have depending on your workflow? Well, again, depending on your work. One thing I will say, the battery door and the battery caddy, this is plastic. Like, it's plastic. There are little metal bits. That is a bit disappointing that it is plastic. I would have preferred some type of metal, but at the end of the day, that's not a deal breaker. I've never had a problem with installing 2 batteries. And to that note, I've installed third-party batteries inside this grip and have had absolutely zero problem. I've put in these Tilta batteries and Wasabi batteries. Not sponsored. I bought both these batteries with my own hard-earned money. The Tilta did not send these to me. They just launched it. But good battery. Bought it because I bought their little battery charger. Again, not sponsored. Just thought it was a good charger. And then these Wasabi batteries are actually a little bit older. I don't believe they actually even make these Wasabi batteries anymore. Because I sure as heck can't seem to find them online. But I've put both these batteries in the C5 grip, and it reads just fine, like no problems. So can confirm you can use third-party batteries in the C5 grip, and you will have no issues. Oh, and then another reason you probably might want this is, yes, of course, the extended battery life. You know, if you're at a wedding, that may prove to be very useful. It has for me. If you're at a long sporting event, a soccer game, a football game, baseball game, hockey, of course, any sporting events, this may prove to be useful to have the extended battery life, given there are two Sony batteries in here. Now, finally, one of the main reasons, personally, why I think you should get this over third-party options is this compromises your weather sealing point a lot less. Right here where the actual battery grip makes contact with your camera and all that other stuff, there's like a rubber gasket. I'll have B-roll up. But there's like a rubber gasket right there to really kind of put a nice watertight seal. Now, I have taken this out. This is California, so, you know, it gets pretty humid here. I've taken it out in early morning, like, dew, and it's really, like, humid in the morning. There's dew all over the grass for a soccer game. I've had zero issues. I've been rained on only once using this grip, but it was a light sprinkle, like it drizzled. I wouldn't even call it rain. It drizzled on me once when I had this vertical battery grip. No issues. Kept shooting through it, kept shooting after it, shooting the next day, and it's probably been a month since that happened, and again, zero issues. So that weather sealing to me truly is what makes it worth it, because with these alpha bodies, you want them to last forever. You want that weather sealing to make sure these truly last a long time. That's why Pro bodies are sealed pretty tight. That's why the G lenses and the GM lenses are sealed up nice and tight. And the Sony OEM grip is sealed up nice and tight too, so I don't really have to worry about these moisture issues. And truth be told, I've never had an issue like that. I've taken a DJI RS2 out in rain, and that is not advertised to be weather sealed at all. I got rained on for about 15 minutes with that, and that worked fine. We're already on the RS4 Pro, not sponsored at all. I bought those with my hard-earned money, not the Pro, the RS2. But the weather sealing on this just gives me that peace of mind that if I get splashed a little bit, I get hit with some sprinklers, I get hit with some rain, some snow, it's really humid, early morning dew, I don't have to worry about anything. I can just keep shooting, keep rolling, keep functioning, keep making money, keep making art, and I don't have to worry about a single thing. So to me, that peace of mind, you know, as they say, you either buy nice or you buy twice. For me, that makes this worth it. So yes, it is more than double the competition, but I believe it brings more than double the value, more than double the utility. So would I recommend this? Absolutely. Yes, it's a tough pill to swallow, but I believe the price is absolutely justified. So, like if you like it, subscribe if you want to. You don't have to. Hope you have a good day. Peace.